I have started to interview. What's up, y'all? Thank you for joining me on this YouTube channel. Beautiful day out here in Georgia. So basically what's going on is I have started to interview, and interview season means two things: traveling and meeting people, meeting a lot of new people. It's a lot of money though. You know, we have to either drive or fly. I've decided to drive, and I've decided to drive because it's way cheaper and you don't have to rent a car. So anywhere past about anywhere past like 8 or 9 hours, I'm flying. So I'm only gonna fly to one place. So man, interview season started. We're just so excited, and it kind of gets you ready for this next journey. You know, med school is a huge journey. And once you're done with undergrad and you go into medical school, it's 4 years, and then after your third year, you hit your fourth year, and it's crazy how time just goes like that. It just goes by so fast. I remember it being yesterday that it was my first day of med school. Like, I remember it like yesterday. And it's already coming to an end in May, and I'll be graduating in May. And so this chapter of my life is pretty much deciding where I want to go for the next 3 years of my life. I'll be a doctor in May, a doctor of medicine degree, and I'll have to do residency for 3 years because I decided on emergency medicine as my specialty career. And so we're basically going around to hospitals, and I'm going to programs and interviewing there. The interviews basically last about 4 hours. They're really short. You only interview for like 40 minutes with multiple faculty members or residents that are in the program. They give you breakfast, they give you lunch, and then you're pretty much on your way. And you get to experience the program. You get to walk around the hospital. You get to talk to the faculty members. You get to talk to the residents and see if it's a good fit for you. And the most thing that I've got out of this journey so far is that you go where you feel like your gut feeling. You know, it's like that feeling that you know you belong there. You know, because there's so many programs that are looked up to in the medical world as being renowned and being programs that everyone knows because they have a huge name. And there's other programs that people might not recognize as those huge renowned research programs or those programs that aren't on the top tier. But guess what? You have to go where you fit in. If you fit into those huge academic centers because that's what you want to do, and you vibe with the people and with the faculty members, then you do it. If you want to go to the smaller center because you want to have a different experience, maybe you want to work more in a community setting or a rural setting, and you want to have more interaction with different types of patients, then you do it. You know, you go where you fit in. So I've been on several interviews now, and I've taken away one thing. You know where you fit in best. You're gonna like a lot of programs, okay? Because programs are good. They're accredited by the ACGME for a reason. They are accredited because they are good, and the program will produce a physician that is qualified to work in the hospital or in the office or, you know, in the medical workforce. So all the programs are gonna be good, okay? But to an extent of what type of good is up to you to kind of find out, okay? And that other side of the good coin, as I like to term it, is different in many aspects. And that other side has to do with the people. Has to do with how much do you work? Has to do with, really, what's your vacation looking like? You know? Has to do with how much money are you getting paid? Has to do with the location. Location is so key. Where do you want to live for the next 3 to 5 years? For some people doing neurosurgery, it's 7 years. Where do you want to live? Because location is a huge factor. If it's a place that you're not familiar with, or which is going to be a lot of places. I've interviewed at places that I've never been before. So, you know, it's going to be unfamiliar, but are there things to do in that city? Or is it just no man's land? Is there a huge city population where you feel like it's too crowded and you're not used to that, and you probably won't thrive in that environment? I mean, it depends on what you want. It depends on what you want. The craziest thing is that at the end of the day, you don't get to choose where you go. So I said, yeah, you get to choose, and this is where you decide where you want to go, but really not really. Because what happens is you have a rank list. So let's say you interview at 15 programs. And I made another video on this if you want to go check it out. So out of those 15 programs that you interviewed at, okay, let's say all across the United States, you interviewed at 15 programs. Out of those 15 interviews, you can rank them on a rank list. Come February, or February 26th, then you put your rank list in the order of the place that you want to go the most, all the way to the place that you're like, I don't really want to come here, but I'm still going to put them on the list because it's a job and it's a program and I interviewed there and it was okay. I just don't think it's number one. So basically what you do is you put them on the rank list, number 1 to 15. Number 1 being, man, I want to go to this program so bad. If this is my number 1, number 2 being, I want to go here, man, but number 1's best, but honestly, I'll be happy with my number 2. Usually your top 5 you'll be really happy with, right? Okay, so then after that, the programs that interviewed you, the hospitals that interviewed you, they put their rank list in. And so remember, they didn't just interview 15 people. No, they interviewed anywhere from 80 to like 120 or 130. So what happens is they basically are gonna rank you. So what happens is they'll put their rank list in for the number 1 student that they want. They're like, man, we want this guy or this girl, man, they're awesome. They're off the charts. They're smart, they have great scores, they're personable, and they're just looking like they want to come here. We want them. So they put number 1 all the way down to the last. They don't have to rank you though. They don't have to. If they really don't like you, they're like, we'll just leave them out. So then come March 20th, across the United States of America, every person that is applying for residency, even if you went to school outside of the United States and you interviewed in the United States, every applicant that is trying to be a doctor or a resident in the United States gets a notification on the same day whether you matched or not. And then that week, you get on stage with an envelope of where exactly you're gonna be at for the next 3 to 5 years. And you can't do anything about it if you don't like it, and if you love it, you got it. So basically you open the envelope and it says where you're going. It says, for me, I'll say, Daniel Lopez, congratulations, you're gonna be a resident in emergency medicine at blank hospital or blank program, right? And so it's pretty exciting. So it is a binding contract, meaning when you get that envelope and it says you're going somewhere, you have to go there. If anything happens and you decide you don't wanna go to that program, that does not look good on you. You need to go to that program. So that's why you rank the programs that you wanna go to. So if you go and interview at 15 programs and you say, you know what, I only really like 10 of those programs, just rank 10. You don't have to rank all 15, right? So that's what you do. But this is an exciting time for us. It's exciting, man. Interview season is so exciting, and it is fun. You know, you're doing this, it's like a journey. It's like a mini journey, but it's also a lot of time. It's time consuming. And so, you know, we leave and Jessica comes with me and we drive hours to go to a place for one day, and then after that you're kind of done. You go back home and then you wait the next week. Sometimes you have 2 or 3 interviews in 1 week, so it gets pretty busy. And on top of that, during this month I'm on my emergency medicine rotation, so it's pretty crazy, and it's going to continue to be crazy up until probably January, because that's when interviews still go on. You know, we have like a 2-week Christmas break off, winter break, but then come back, kind of hit a couple of interviews, and then you're pretty much done. But overall, 4th year has been awesome. It's been really chill. I've been learning a lot. I just got done with my nephrology rotation, and I'll post a video about that probably next week, about how that was and what I enjoyed about it, and if maybe you're interested in being a nephrologist, maybe you don't know what that is, and I'll explain that. But yeah, we're basically gonna go do some homeless shelter feeding today. We're gonna feed about, I think, 400 homeless people at a center with our church. And so this is what we do. We come home, we're here for a couple hours after church, relax, take this video, and then we're gonna go and serve the homeless, because that's what fires us. You know, all this stuff in life, it's fun and all, but it gets draining, and you have to have something to grab onto. And for us, that's God. For us, that's having a relationship with our Creator, and just serving Him and serving people, and being the hands and feet of Jesus. So that's what we do, and it keeps us going. It keeps our spark and our flame out. And I believe that if you constantly have that to anchor yourself to, you'll never be burned out, because your spark and your flame is always going to be there, right? But if you depend on these worldly things to bring you happiness, it's only going to be temporary, and it's not going to be eternal. And after that, it's going to be over. It's going to be done. It's going to be done because it's temporary. It's not eternal happiness. So I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to take you on that journey. I'll post these interview videos up after March, and you guys will be there. See ya. Love you.